YouTube, this is Charlie426, and today we have the review of the High Grade Universal Sentry, or HGUC Methuss from Zeta Gundam. This was also seen together with the Zeta Gundam series, or it appeared together with the Zeta Gundam if I remember correctly. And this is the main mold that made the ReZel and the Zeta Gundam Zeta II possible in the future. Anyway, I also don't see this review too often. And I can see why, but at the same time, there's some stuff I would like to mention about regarding some stuff. But yeah. Anyway, let's get on to the review. First of all, what you'll get, of course, is the Methuss. For now, today I'm going to start out with its Wave Rider mode because typically when transforming mold suits, there's not much you can actually do when the transformation is done. So I just wanted to get this out quickly. You get the Methuss itself. You get some landing gear, not the wheel types, but like the ski types. And then, as you just saw, you get some polycaps left. And this is not your typical dark gray, but more of a light gray polycap. And then you get some stickers. As you can see, I almost use everything. These other two are for the mono eyes. You have three options where the mono eyes the middle, right or left. It's really up to you, but I went for the middle. And these red stickers, I tried to color it, and yeah, it didn't turn out too well, so I might actually use these later. But I will mention what part is a sticker. Beyond this, you get, okay, technically those who know about the Methuss should know that the Methuss actually carries 6 beam sabers, but you only get 2 beam saber hilts and 2 effects, so just to let you guys know. And then you get 2 hands, just 2 normal multi-purpose hands. And then these are these pieces that will cover up the landing gear holes. And finally you get this wire connector. This is, I'm not going to show you how this works because I don't have the mega launcher for the Hyakushiki. I'm not talking about the premium Bandai version. I'm talking about the old version that comes with the dull Hyakushiki set. So yeah, I'm not going to show how this works, and I'm not even sure if this works with the premium Bandai version as well. Anyway, let's get on to the review. Once again, if there's something I want to mention in this video is that these days people get the wrong idea where because it's a unpopular kit or a overlooked kit doesn't mean it's actually a bad quality kit. Some people get the wrong idea on since it's unpopular it must be bad or something. That's not really the case. Popularity and quality of the kit does not really have any correlations to them. And also, another thing I'd like to mention is that while building this kit, I felt like this would make an excellent candidate or material for a Reborn's 100, considering its structure and unique design. And once again, every time I mention something like this, I always get this comment or someone telling me that, oh, since it's not really popular enough, it's never gonna happen. Well, with that notion, we shouldn't be getting any of the grunt suits in master grade forms or any other kit form. All we should be getting is literally like 00 Exias, which is currently happening. But we should be only getting Gundams. There shouldn't be any grunt suits in master grade form with that logic, but here we go. What we have in the master grade, we even got the master grade Gym Sniper too. So yeah, that's just my 2 cents on that. Anyway, yeah, so this is its Wave Rider mode. There's not much going on, but I really do like the compact design, and you can really see where the Zeta II and the ReZels did come from. So yeah, that's that, and I will try to transform this, but for now, let me just get rid of the landing gear. You just need to pull them off. There's nothing too special going on. Of course, I'm going to drop one of them, and before I do that, I'm just going to plug these back in. One thing if I have to say is that this kit actually has a really different build, so those who are like, who still enjoys but kind of getting tired of the same builds, this kit might give you a good refreshment of, will refresh your mind in building kits. So yeah, of course, what I've also noticed that is the articulation. The articulation on the arms, like the bending part, it's pretty nice. However, the overall movements have some limitations. When I mean by limitations, I will show you guys what I mean. But for now, all you need to do is just like open up the legs like that, and then this is the interesting part. This is right now extended. You can just pull these back in like that. Now I know what you're thinking. Why doesn't the high grade universal sentry Z II and ReZels does not have that function, but has a shitty or bad or a annoying parts forming thing? Well, to be honest, I think having a parts former using parts forming is a better idea because it's more stable in my opinion and more solid. I'm not saying that the Methuss is not solid, but it has pros and cons. I just want to mention that. And once you're done, it's a really matter of okay, this is getting tricky. Okay, there we go. And you fold it up, and there you go. You have the Methuss complete. Of course, the transformation requires you to take off the hands, so you at the end you have to connect the hands back on, and they are on a typical ball joint as well. And as you can see, I did some panel lining like on the arms, the legs, and such. So that's that. Now, since we have this, the color of this kit, in my camera, it's looking it looks like a normal yellow, but in reality, it's more like a cheese orange color. So just letting you guys know. Now let's get on to the review, and I want to check the head now. The head it looks very interesting. Right now, it looks really dull because the mono eye is in the middle, and in front of the mono eye is this dark, how should I say, clear gray piece. So as you can see, you see that green glow in the middle. That is the mono eye. But I think this would look better if the mono eye was either on the left or right. So I think that's my fault for that. So that's one sticker. The other stickers, as you can see on the shoulders, you have these green stickers on the side, and then the rest are on here. The black one here, the green one on each side, and then these red sections are supposed to be stickers, but I just colored it in a normal red Gundam marker. Okay, now for articulations. Now the head. The head is connected very stiffly, so anytime I try to move it, it pops off, right like that. It just pops off. So I don't think there's not much articulation on the head itself, just for the record. For the waist, yeah, there's no articulation going on. I mean, you can twist it a little bit, but because of these pipes right on the side, they will become a little bit hindrance, and the body is not meant to twist. So if you try to force it, you're just gonna break something. So that's letting you guys know. But I do like overall design. Of course, ever since I posted the pictures, I hear a lot of people being bothered by this piece on the front, like on the front. I can see what you guys are going for, but come on now. Okay, well, I can see that, but it's not really, you don't really need to think it that way. Okay, beyond that, let me get the legs correct. The arms. Now, the articulation is really weird, okay? For now, the arm itself can go 360, but there is no, like, forward and backward shoulder movement. And the arms can have, like, almost a double joint, if you can call that a double joint. Yeah, it is kind of confusing, but just, yeah. It can bend that much, so that's technically a double joint. And they do have your typical 360 twist. However, you have this flaps going on this side, which doesn't really serve much purpose on the kit itself. You cannot, the arm will not spread to the side at all, because the joint is connected only in a vertical angle. So if you want to do that, you have to twist it 90 degrees, and then you're able to do this. So that's kind of a weird articulation. So I think, as I mentioned, if this does make it to a Reborn's 100, that could be definitely a whatchamacallit, a improvement. Also, like, instead of using stickers, they could have done like putting a they could have put a clear piece on top of these to make it have a more lens feeling. So if a Reborn's 100 happens, I would like to see those kind of stuff happen. Okay, now as mentioned, the arms, that's pretty much it. And you have these beam guns on the arm. Yeah, they're technically beam guns, but if you read the Gundam Wiki, by the time this was made, This almost had a similar output as a normal beam rifle, so that's how powerful it is. And also, the Methuss was never really meant for combat. It's more like a prototype mobile suit. It was another attempt for the try to mass produce the Zeta Gundam. However, in order to mass produce the Zeta Gundam, they had to simplify the transformation, hence making the Methuss as a test mobile suit. And this was in the series mostly used as a support unit, so not really meant for serious combat. So that's that. For the legs, there's not much waist going on. As you can see, there's no movement on the waist as well. The legs, since there's no front skirt, back skirt, or side skirt arm, you can go forward as much as you want. But since there's no side swivel, that's as far as you go to the side. Now, those who know, the Methuss actually carries 6 beam sabers. Apparently, you only get 2, and you can actually store them into the legs right here. And if you look at close enough, you can actually see the other beam sabers molded in there, except for the main gray one. Now, in Gundam Wiki, it doesn't really mention this, but when SD Gundam Capsule Fire Online was still going on, there was a additional more description regarding this, saying these were actually beam sabers, but at the same time, they were also like small energy packs. So they would be used as to like recharge certain weapons or certain mobile suits. So that's why it carried 6 of them. It's been a long time, so I might be misinterpreting that what I've read a long time ago. So that's that. And the legs, thanks to the transformation gimmick, I mean, you can technically bend almost to 90 degrees, but of course, because of this part, you might need to move in order to bend more. So that's that. And one thing I do like about the leg is that not only you can store the beam sabers, but you also have this flap that opens up and reveals another thruster. This is a pretty, I don't know, I find these kind of gimmicks really satisfying. And the feet, just typical ball jointed feet, nothing too special, and can be folded up for the transformation. And there we go. That's pretty much it for the mobile suit itself. Just for the record, I'm not going to show you this, but this piece is technically supposed to go on the chest. You have to, of course, remove the chest piece and then reattach this one because there's no holes to connect these gray tubes. Okay, now for its accessories. Okay, this is supposed to go back into the bottom of the chest. This is just to cover up the hole for the landing gear, but I just forgot to put that in. Now, for the weapons, the beam saber, for example, here's one for example. As much as it looks like you can actually put it in like that, but it doesn't really work that way. You have to, separate the hand and then put the beam saber in and reattach it. Now, I don't know why this was the case. But yeah, it works time to time, but it's kind of okay. You know what? Let me just take it off. It works time to time, but it does get kind of annoying considering that the how the Methuss works, especially with its weapons. Anyway, it does. You have the in the hand. It doesn't really fall off thanks to the shape, and that's that. And yeah, I recently got a message where someone was asking me if these parts are falling off easily. After doing this multiple times, now it is happening, so it's kind of a downside. But it's considering its age, it's doing what it's supposed to do. So I guess I can't, complain too much. And finally is the beam guns. Now, usually you would expect that in certain games or some games, it would be just folded up like that and then just fire it, which is fine. But if you look at the instruction manual, and I wasn't really too aware of this as well, and since there's these double joints going on, it's kind of tricky. But what they tell you to do is twist the arm 180 degrees, and then they have these handles coming you can fold out. What you need to do is, of course, I wish this would also just go inside the hand, but it does not work that way. What you need to do is, yeah, this is the most weird thing of this kit, where it twists its arm 180 degrees in order to fire the beam guns. I don't think in the anime it was like this, but since the instruction manual mentions it like this, I guess I really have no choice but to follow it. And yeah, it's really tricky to put this on um, while the hand is on the mobile suit, and doing it in front of camera is really tricky. Okay, there we go. Now this is how it's supposed to hold it, which is fine. And in a certain angle, it looks pretty okay, but at the same time, you cannot fold the arm at this point, so it's just a straight arm, really awkward. So I kind of prefer to do it just like, okay, come on, like this. Now, of course, in this mode, you can technically put the handle into the hand as well, but I've actually tested it, and then the way how the hand holds it will be like twisted like that, so it may look awkward. So it's really up to your preferences. But yeah, I wasn't really aware of this pose too often. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the Methuss review. Once again, it's a pretty unique build, interesting structure kit. So I'm not going to recommend this for beginners. Mostly for those who actually know what the Methuss is and what it was, its purpose was. And those, I would also recommend those who are like getting tired of the same builds over and over, such as, you know, hint IBO kits. So if you want something really new and interesting to try out, this is one of those kits. However, you don't have too much expectations on the articulation because of the transformation gimmicks and such. Anyway, that was my review of the HGUC Methuss. This could really, I'm not sure about the 2.0, but this could really use a Reborn's 100 kit, or at least for a candidate. It would be a really interesting fact. And then what they could do, if they do make a Reborn's 100, they could also make a Premium Bandai Reborn's 100 Methuss Kai, which is a little bit more improved version and more sturdier version, which I'm not sure if they have the exact same structure, but pretty much a similar structure. So that's just my idea. Anyways, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like my videos and also subscribe to my channel. I still have more kits to buy and build, so please stay tuned. Oh, once again, my midterms are coming up, so I'm not sure I'll be able to upload any reviews next week, but just letting you guys know. Until then, see you guys next time!